difficult, arrogant, and sometimes cruel. The ideal man to take a fleet around the southern Cape of Africa and across the uncharted Indian Ocean. Vascodagama was born in Portugal in 1460, the year that Henry the Navigator died. He studied both navigation and astronomy and served with distinction in Portugal's war against Castile. Now he would search for a southern route to India, the prize, with its profitable spice trade and other goods, a market then dominated by the Arabs. Departing from Lisbon in July of 1497, the small fleet sailed down the Moroccan coast, past the Canary Islands, and on to the Cape Verde Islands, where they put in for food, water, and repairs. From there, instead of hugging the African coast as his predecessors had done, da Gama struck out into the broad Atlantic on a west-southwesterly course. For 9 or 10 weeks, he sailed to a latitude of 30 degrees, then turned east. Days became weeks, then months, and finally, 3 months after leaving the Cape Verde Islands, da Gama's plan was vindicated when he came ashore 1 degree north of the Cape of Good Hope. They had sailed 4,500 miles. After a skirmish with the native population, they set sail again and rounded the Cape. By now, some of the crew had grown weak, probably suffering from scurvy and infection from a lack of fresh food and water. Bearing northeast against the current and heavy storms, they eventually arrived at Mozambique. The Sultan of Mozambique was hostile and unimpressed by da Gama's trade goods, so the fleet sailed on. 900 miles north at Malindi, they came upon a sultan willing to help them. He provided not only supplies, but also an expert navigator to guide them across the Indian Ocean. Although only 2,300 miles in distance, the route wound through a maze of small islands, atolls, and hull-gutting reefs. It took 27 days, averaging nearly 100 miles a day, to reach land on the Malabar coast. The sea voyage to India had been accomplished at last, after 60 years of Portuguese attempts. After enjoying